if you've been lucky enough to get a PS5, you're absolutely going to want to buy this game day one, and you'll really feel like this is why I bought a PlayStation 5.
Would you say this is the best Ratchet and Clank game ever?
Yes, I will say that without doubt. Yeah.
Oh my.
So Rachel, you've been playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for us. You've given it a 5 out of 5. You've spoken very highly of the game. And I think the main thing that caught me from your review was the fact that you said it was basically just really fun and easy. Can you give a bit more explanation as to how fun and easy this game is?
Yeah, I mean, it's just every moment of it is a delight. You're never going to be bored. And, when I say easy, I sort of mean it's very accessible. Like, don't get me wrong, there is plenty of times I died horribly, be that from like a mistimed jump or just not going into battle fully prepared. It's that kind of, when you're a kid and you would go and get a massive bowl of cereal and watch all the Saturday morning cartoons and just have the time of your life. It's very much like that feeling. It's not, you're just kind of enjoying a ride through a crazy world with characters you love. It's a great, whether or not you're a Ratchet and Clank fan or this will be the first time you've ever picked up one of the games, you're going to love it and you're going to get into it straight away. There's no kind of awkward first half an hour where you're trying to figure stuff out.
The fun is just, I've got this new weapon and this new enemy to try out, and just playing around with that over and over and over.
Yeah, the game is really good at kind of, just as you're starting to think like, I've been doing a lot of kind of battling pirates or robots for a while, then it'll sort of throw in something completely new, like, hey, how about you ride around on this dinosaur collecting berries for a while? It always knows how to give you a new experience, and it knows exactly when to do that to kind of keep things fresh. And it's the same with the weapons. So as always with Ratchet and Clank, there's a huge amount of weapons with all kinds of, insane ammo types and things like that. One of my personal favorites was there's a gun that turns your enemies into hedges that kind of bloom into flowers, and they're kind of stuck in that position while you're smashing the hell out of them. So there's always something new you can be adding to your arsenal and then trying that out in combat. So that's a great way to kind of keep you interested as well and keep battles feeling new, because you're going to be doing a lot of battling, but there's so many sort of toys at your disposal that it never feels kind of boring and you can always swap things up.
This time, with the new characters of Rivet and others that have been introduced, it actually really was emotionally touching, and you really felt connected to the characters and all that kind of stuff, which surprised you as somebody that didn't think you were that invested in the Ratchet and Clank series.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously, Ratchet and Clank are obviously like PlayStation icons, and my nickname at times has even been Ratchet in the office. The story in this one is, I feel like the studio has really kind of upped its game. The storytelling is really good. There's kind of now a group of 4 main characters, because you add Rivet, who's kind of Ratchet's dimensional counterpart, and there's also a dimensional counterpart for Clank, who was a personal favourite of mine, a slightly depressed version of Clank, which I just completely fell in love with. And they actually have like a very, the relationships are established really quickly, and they have sort of very complicated relationships. There's a lot going on. They kind of all need each other, but there's some tension there. And yeah, I felt really, kind of emotional during some scenes, and that's not something I've experienced really in a Ratchet and Clank game before. I've always enjoyed them, but in the way that you kind of enjoy a Saturday morning cartoon when you're a bit hungover. This one I was really, really emotionally invested in, and just kind of, was actually really sad to say goodbye to the characters at the end of the game.
Do you feel that this really is a great showcase of what the PS5 can do? Yeah,
and the Ratchet and Clank games have always traditionally been very much a kind of benchmark setter for the PlayStation consoles, and that's absolutely true here. The game looks amazing. Ratchet is so fuzzy, and Clank is shinier than he's ever been, and there's so many other sort of brilliantly created characters. And I know it's a huge cliche to say it, but it really is a kind of, the first thing you think when you look at it is very much, like a Pixar movie, because it's just, it looks incredible. The haptic feedback is great fun, because obviously in Ratchet and Clank you're doing a lot of things where that feedback is actually really useful and kind of really adds something. So, the rail riding, tethering through the air, going around on rocket boots, all the different guns feel amazing. And that really does make a difference. It just all adds to that experience, and you just come away feeling kind of really happy and delighted at what you've been doing for the last 10 hours of your day. I really do think this is, if you've been lucky enough to get a PS5, you're absolutely going to want to buy this game day one, and you'll really feel like this is why I bought a PlayStation 5.
Would you say this is the best Ratchet and Clank game ever?
Yes, I will say that without doubt. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. If you watch this and you're interested in reading the full review, we'll have it on the website, we'll link it below, and we're going to have some guides as well, because I believe there's quite a few collectibles you can get. So check out the website for that if you want some Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart guides. It's out on June the 11th, or it's probably out now as you're watching this, because it might be a week later. So if you're interested in that, subscribe for some more guides and keep it locked to Games Radar for all the more Ratchet and Clank info.